we think we have an easy solution to what seems to be a very common problem. How's it going?
I don't know. We're at 2 miles. And now
Nick got the ever important coffee.
Get ready for our 1-hour trip tomorrow. But today is errand running day because we need to get food.
Welcome to Fort Bowie National Historic Site. We're over 5,000 feet of elevation, and below you can see a lot of the ruins, and I fell. I tripped. I'm standing and I tripped. So this is a lot of the ruins. From the visitor center you can make a 2-mile loop hike. Otherwise, when you're coming in, the road wise, we went left towards the visitor center. If you go right towards the trailhead, it's a 3-mile loop and you come around the visitor center and see the same stuff. Volunteer staff is amazing, very informational, and looking forward to learning a little bit more about the Battle of Geronimo, the longest in history.
Longest war in American history?
Longest war in American history.
So this sign is kind of talking about the road into Fort Bowie and its name. So the valley is the San Simon Valley. It was used by the Spanish, and then the road is Palencia Road, Palencia Range, which in Spanish means Little Baldy, and it's 35-mile road from Arizona to the New Mexico border. But that was something that the park ranger told us about, was the land was, you know, the Apache lived here, then the Spaniards came in, and this was New Spain, and then what was it? Then Mexico took over, and then the Confederacy took it, then the Union took it, and then it became the United States. So like the history of the land since 1864 is pretty incredible.
How's it going?
I don't know.
Oh.
We're at 2 miles.
Yeah. It's not strenuous, but I thought it was gonna be much easier.
Hey, squirrel. I'm a little worried about our truck because we parked in a spot that said authorized only. But we did that because there were no other parking spots. So hopefully we're okay. But when we get back, we'll find out. I do think there's a trick to this park, which is really parking at the trailhead and hiking in is almost better than parking at the visitor center. But we didn't really know. So the war essentially started because the soldiers of Fort Bowie accused or whatever Cochise of kidnapping one of the children from Fort Bowie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So did he actually kidnap him? Because they said they denied it, but did you get the feeling that they actually kidnapped him, or was that unsettled? Well, I think I want to walk in and talk to the volunteer about Cochise and Geronimo and see if she can help me understand the importance. Okay, so we did confirm. Cochise did not kidnap the person that they said he kidnapped.
The little kid.
That kid was not from the fort. He was from somewhere else. And Geronimo had like almost zero importance to anything that happened here other than he's named. He was a medicine man, not a chief or anything like that. Anyway, it was a quite interesting hike because you got a lot of history, and then got to see the ruins and different areas of what was happening right here.
This is a pretty intense hike up. I'll see if I can get the trail from the other vantage point. So I think we're in that campground.
Yeah.
Pretty cool little state park.
today is not really a travel day, but tomorrow is a real travel day. Today we have to move spots just because this one wasn't available when we booked. So we're moving spots. In the meantime, we'll dump the tanks and get ready for our 1 hour trip tomorrow. What a struggle of a move day. We showed you the whole thing. So we had about a 10-minute move today. I don't even think it took us that long.
From breakdown to reset up. Yeah.
And for one night.
We think we have an easy solution to what seems to be a very common problem. This outdoor event is held on by these little plastic clips, and they fail after a very short period of time. Our camper is nearly 2 years old, and we have now lost both of them. The last one being the night before last when we cooked. And today we have a windstorm coming through, so the wind keeps flipping this flap up and down, which you can hear inside. So we want to fix that. Through all of my research in the online forums and a quick trip to the 20-minute away Home Depot, I purchased for less than $7. These are screen fasteners used for window screens, nuts and bolts, and washer. So the idea here is instead of this popping in and popping out and breaking off, the idea here is to take the window fastener, not use the screw that comes with it because you need to fasten on the back side, but use the other bolt and then put a nut and washer on the back side. So we're going to see how this works. And because I'm vertically challenged, I am standing on our Yeti bucket, which I believe holds enough pounds that is okay and will not make me fall down. The non-shortcut way is to remove all of these screws, which I believe are 10. Through all of my online research, the shortcut way is to do it with your fingers. And since I have smaller fingers, I'm gonna try and get this done. Now, that being said, we all know that a lot of times shortcuts just cost us a lot more time. So this guy goes up, this guy
Drops to the ground.
Drops to the ground, which is why I put more in my pocket. Let's try this again. And I feel rain. So this guy goes here. This guy goes here. Okay. And then I need got the washer on. Hurry. All right, and I lost the nut. Yeah, I just lost the washer again.
So now we're taking it down, which will be faster.
Hey, I said most of the time shortcuts aren't really shortcuts. They just preemptively create more frustration and more time. And this is a great time for us to go ahead and clean this out a little bit and measure the inside to make sure when we order the replacement, it's the right size. This now should be really easy. Maybe doing this outside was not a great idea. Can you see what I'm doing here? Okay, perfect. So Good grief. So apparently you need like teeny tiny child hands, and since we only have dogs, it doesn't work. So I'm only gonna hand tighten because you don't, yeah, you want this to be movable.
Well, it already seems better.
Yeah, works pretty well. I am gonna swivel this on top of the thing so that when I tighten it down, it's already on the cover. So now we should be able to do that, and then do that. Oh, this one's kind of loose still. So now it doesn't flap in the wind, and we can just put the 10 screws back on. But first, before all of this blows away. So if I have a recommendation, don't buy a metal washer. In fact, buy a nylon washer, which will probably help you when doing this. But for now, this is how we're going to install ours.
All the extras out.
Yeah, the ones that I lost. Because the next thing is all that's going to rattle around. They're going to drive me insane because I'm not going to know where it's coming from. Well then, that only took like an hour and a half. Just kidding, it didn't take that long. Let me know if you have any pretty quick and easy solutions, any shortcuts that didn't work for you.
You're right, Dankworth.
I'm right, Dankworth. Dankworth Pond is part of the Roper Lake State Park area. So with your camping pass, you can come over here for free. And it is a man-made pond that was originally used for catfishing. Commercial catfishing. And now it's part of a state park. There's fish in there, catfish, bluegill, stuff like that. But they have about 3 miles, 2.5 miles of trails. So that's what we're doing today. There's supposed to be replicas of like a village or something like that here. So we are gonna check it out. Well, there's no real guide to here, so we just have to kind of walk around, find the different things, and imagine what they were. Pretty sure that was a little teepee to sleep or cook or get out of the weather.
It's like the Blair Witch Tree from the BLM land in Congress.
Good
Emily
grief.
tripped.
No surprise there. This is a typical house from 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years. Man, they were pretty smart in their architecture. I mean, I maybe made it a little bit taller, but not too bad. I want to take off my glasses so I can see before I go in. So even I have to duck. Little. Oh, no monsters. That's good. Pretty nifty little structure. Over here is Mount Graham, which I assume is like this.
Probably the tall peak.
Yep. And we were gonna go there, but because they got snow in the mountains, and we had to kind of choose between going to get a stamp at a National Historic Site or going to Mount Graham, the stamp kind of won.
All right, we have finished Dankworth Village, and we're heading to Dos Arroyos Trail. There's another definition of mesa. We've seen many mesas.
What causes it?
I asked what caused it.
And it says...
caused by erosion.
Caused by erosion. It's ancient lake beds that dried up, and then the sandstone is on top, and it erodes off until it gets to a hard layer. Thanks for watching.